Okay, and we are live, or at least I am. I'm here. Dog's asleep on the couch, the cat's asleep on the floor, the wife's at work, and I'm at home. How much better can a day like this get? Uh, man, it's the stuff going on out there in this world today is just simply amazing. I'm surprised. And I tell you, uh, yesterday's stream was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed myself yesterday. Um, I know there's some people questioned uh, the discussion I had with Johnny Bonsaco, and I'm telling you, I enjoyed that thoroughly. That neither one of us, we both got loud. We both have viewpoints. We both, we agree and disagree. Um, but I still consider Johnny a friend. I mean, I understand where he's coming from. I'm just not as black and white as he is anymore. Good morning, Ramen. Now, I do need to say this off the top of the stream. This is an adult only stream for the most part today. And I do expect it to get taken down. You're exactly right there, Tyler. I do expect YouTube to take it down, even though the video I'll be showing is from YouTube. But who knows? Who knows what will happen? I will make certain that I upload this to Rumble today, and that way, if anybody doesn't catch it here, they can go over to Rumble to catch it. I know I've been slacking on uploading stuff over to Rumble, but I will make certain this gets uploaded over there today. So I'm not going to start off immediately with the X-ray. Check my Discord. Oh my God, I haven't been on Discord in forever. Where is my Discord icon? There it is. All right, I've got Discord popping up here, there, Tyre. It's uploaded. I've got 15 updates it needs to download. I haven't done any fancy cooking on to here really up fancy cooking to upload to my Discord here lately, so uh, that's probably why I haven't done anything worthwhile taking pictures of. So, but I do have one of the things I found out the other day, last week actually by accident. Update to your username. You can update yours now. I guess, okay, I'll do this later. Okay. And something on my Discord here somewhere, huh? Let's see. I okay. Hmm. Scrolling down. Roll for boob size. Ramen. Oh, okay. As long as it's not Saturday night, I should be able to do it. Oh, you was in it. Okay. Uh, so let's start off with a piece of nonsense news here. Okay. And I mean, it's like really don't give a crap about this piece of news. Because well, I couldn't care less about this particular individual. Mitt Romney says he will not seek a second term in this Senate. In a post review, Romney's critical of Trump and Biden, says most Republicans are drawn to a populist demagogue message. His decision not to seek re-election is likely to end the career of the 2012 presidential nominee's political career. To which I say, farewell, good riddance, you damn rhino. And yes, he is the only member to vote twice to convict Donald Trump. So I do not care that you're gone. I do not care that you're. The only thing I'm concerned about when it comes to you not being in the Senate anymore is will a Republican actually get elected to that, or will we get another damn rhino, or even worse, a Democrat? Yes, I am a seat counter, and much as portrayed by my discussion yesterday, all right, I would rather have a wishy-washy Republican holding the seat with Republicans having control of the House and Senate than having all 100% purebred conservatives sitting in the Senate or House and not having control. That's just the way it is. George Romney is the same POS that killed the Studebaker. All right. And this is my only concern about Romney, because I don't like Romney. All right. When he was governor of Massachusetts, yeah, he did health care in Massachusetts. All right, fine. And then he was held up as the example for Obamacare. Well, if a Republican do it in Massachusetts, why can't we do it for the entire country? Because, damn it, what is good for one state, what is good for one city, what is good for one county, what is good for one town is not necessarily good for the whole country. One size does not fit all. And to this day, Romney never once stepped out and made that particular comment. He never stood out and said what was good for the state of Massachusetts at its size, with its variables, does not mean that that same thing is going to be good for the entire damn country. So now I've got a dislike for Romney. I really do. And see the Democrat and see Romney is a prime case as to why Republicans shouldn't worry about whether or not the press likes him, whether or not Democrats like him. Because even though he is a very lukewarm Republican, and he sides with the Democrats on a lot of issues, they still hate him because he's a Republican. Remember the binder full of women, and oh my God, he had his dog in a cage on the roof of his car. Remember those two big scandals? The Democrats don't care. They're the Democrat Party. They'll like you when they can use you, when they can't use you, when you stand in their way, they'll run you over with a bulldozer. Same way with the press. So don't sit there and don't try to appease the left. Don't try to appease those who disagree with you on fundamental issues, like that guy yesterday that talked about that all of a sudden, cut off friendships that he's had for years in order to appease the people on the left. Remember, he used that word. I hope this appeases you. You can't appease them because you will do something that they won't like, and they will ignore everything you've done in the past that they did like and come after you with a ton of bricks. What's the situation in New Mexico? Well, the court turned around yesterday, and the Fifth Circuit turned around and told Governor Grisham to go pound sand that her executive order, her emergency declaration, held was anti-constitutional and was null and void. And well, actually, let me rephrase. It was null and void until they could go to court on it. She is going to get a court hearing on it if she wants, but until then, it's not into effect. Good. Yeah, I like that, Tyre. I like the way you got that. So it's a strong possibility that if Grisham pushes this, it could end up before the SCOTUS. And if it does, I'm hoping for a 6-3 or 7-2 decision on it. Telling Grisham that she was 100% wrong. This, uh, in my honest opinion, this is just a test case. This was a test run by the Democrats, by Dianne Feinstein's crew that want to take away our guns, that want to put severe limitations on the Second Amendment. I don't know what the New Mexico law is on that, because that is a state issue, not a federal issue. So you would have to look to the New Mexico Constitution and New Mexico laws, because federal law does not uh, it isn't involved there. Duck Dog, I need to look more into what her vote was on that and what her reasoning was, because at this right now, I do not remember exactly what her reasoning was for the way she voted. So you may be 100% right. I don't know. So because I did, like I said, I don't remember exactly what her written response was to that to follow up with her vote. So, by the way, good morning, Badger and uh, Duck Dog. Morning, morning. Okay, and both of y'all, anybody new that's just popped in, please understand that I will be discuss. There will be some very adult language. It will be X-rated. All right. I'm just trying to cover some of the stuff that isn't X-rated before then. So anyway, Romney's kicking the bucket. He's going to be gone. That sort of makes me happy, but also makes me concerned. A lot of times, I'd rather it's the devil you'd rather have the devil you know than the one you don't. So another favorite Republican, Lauren Bobart, evidently got asked to leave a stage production of Beetlejuice. Ejected from the musical Beetlejuice in Denver after she was accused of vaping, singing, and recording the show and being disruptive during the performance. All right, the vaping, I can understand. Recording the show, definitely. If she was recording the show, definitely she should be kicked out. And being disruptive and singing, well, Sunday night showing of the musical in the city-owned Buell Theater. Two patrons were escorted from the premises after they were reprimanded multiple times for vaping, singing, and causing a disturbance, according to an incident report shared by the city. The incident report, which does not name the people involved, said the patrons were issued a warning during the intermission after 3 complaints were made by other patrons about their behavior. Surveillance footage from the theater released by the Denver Arts and Venues, a city and county agency, appears to show Bobart and a man being escorted from their seats. In the hall, Bobart is seen rebuking an usher, at one point giving him the middle finger. Yeah, real classy there, Bobart. Real freaking classy. Tyler, I just read your comment. That's good. I like that. Uh, okay, where? All right, get this here up. So anyway, um, politicians, you don't politicians, please stop flipping people off. All right. As they are being escorted from the premises, according to the incident report, the repair made statements such as, "Do you know who I am? And I am contacting the mayor." Okay, Bobar, quit being a damn Karen. Now, watching this here, I don't understand why this guy's getting up in Bobar's face right there. That's not exactly cool, but that is what it is. All right, let's see here. All right, there's where they're being escorted off. Yeah, there you can see there, she's raising a little bit of a ruckus. Let's see what else is going on here. Bobar, just shut up and walk out the door. Yeah, obviously there's no audio for this. Yeah, pull that up. Stop flashing your boobs. Oh, is that where she gave him the finger? Yep. There she is, flipping him off. Boy, she does like to show them boobies of hers off, doesn't she? And let's see now what's going on there. Okay, that's it. Oh, don't, dancing in the streets. Yeah. Okay. Oh, even more video. Well, she's whoever she's with there. They go doing a little more twirly twirly. Yep. Okay, so let's get that back down. Get to the article. All right. Drew Saxon, Bill Barr's campaign manager, confirmed the Congresswoman was escorted out of performance, but he disputed the behavior. I can confirm the stunning and salacious rumors in her personal time. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is indeed a supporter of the performing arts, and to the dismay of a selected few, enthusiastically enjoyed a weekend performance of Beetlejuice. They noted that the Denver Post, the first to report the story, has reviewed the show as zany, outrageous, and lusty riot. Sexton denied Bobart was vaping during Beetlejuice, saying the heavy fog machines and electronic cigarettes were used during the show, so there may have been a misunderstanding from someone sitting next to her. Bobar said, I plead guilty to laughing and singing too loud. Everybody should go see it if you get a chance and let me know how it ends. So there it is. Now, Bobar's one. I like Bobar when she asked a lot of good questions during whoever writes her questions during a session. They do a good job. And she is a pretty good meat and potatoes person when she's in DC. Um, Denver being a pretty liberal town, I would imagine she's not well liked. And is it within the realm of possibility people just start making complaints about her to complain and hopefully get her kicked out? Yeah, it's possible. So, it's probably a weed pen. Yeah, it's possible that uh, stuff was exaggerated to get her kicked out. We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen in the past. Democrats, liberals are infamous for this kind of stuff. We all know that. So, but is it possible that she was also vaping and being too loud? Oh yeah, it's possible. So I don't pretend to say she's a class act. She's not. But she is what she is. Hey, morning, Johnny. You're right. It is possible she's one of the dumbest people in the house. And I don't know her personally. I just know from what I actually see, how I actually see her act uh, in Congress when she's asking questions, when she's in hearings. All right. Uh, and when she's in those situations where, know, agree or disagree with her, she asks some pretty pointed questions. I haven't seen her make too many stupid mistakes when she's up there. Agree or disagree with her, Johnny. Okay. So uh, it's again. Now she was in Denver, and Denver's as you will acknowledge, is a very liberal city. A lot of liberals there, and we all know how liberals act when Republicans are around. So um, there's that. Okay, let's see. It's been almost a half hour now. Uh, if there is anybody under the age of 21, under the age of 18 listening, if there are anybody with any minors listening, Johnny, if your kids are listening, now is the time for you to ask them to leave the stream. All right. Now is the time for that to happen because we're going to cover the main story here. All right. And this is this actually pertains quite a bit to what you and I were, some things we were discussing yesterday. All right. So let me embiggen that. And let's see here. I'm going to. No, I need to leave me up there. Yeah, okay, Ramen. You're right about that. Okay. All right, Johnny. Well, as long as you understand what we're getting into, okay? Uh, I there's a lot of ugly a lot of foul language used here. A lot of so just I'm trying to be as responsible of a person as I can and letting you know that this section is definitely not for children. So, uh, three, two, one. Here we go.
I confess I'm a little confused, and I appreciate the argument that our discussion that we've been having, but for me, it's a little too conceptual or, I don't know, metaphysical or theological or whatever you want to call it. I want to try to understand what you're asking us to do. Let's take two books that have been much discussed.
Now, the left, the right is banning books. They're banning books. They're telling us what we can and can't read. It's not like we're banning Mark Twain or the Little Women.
The first one is called All Boys Aren't Blue, and I will quote from it. I put some lube on and got him on his knees, and I began to slide into him from behind. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he masturbated.
This is in a children's book, and that librarians and school districts want to have in their schools. And they're upset that this is angering adults who do not want their children, their junior high and elementary school children, exposed to this. I wouldn't want a 16 or 17-year-old exposed to this at school. That right there is enough reason to have that book removed from a public school library, from any public library.
He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. This was my ass, and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of pleasure with the pain. Close quote. All Boys Aren't Blue. The second is another much discussed book. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's called Genderqueer. Okay? Let me read an excerpt from that. Quote, I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You're going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm going to give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside of me. End quote. Now, Mr. Secretary, what are you asking us to do? Are you suggesting that only librarians should decide whether the two books that I just referenced should be available to kids?
I'm absolutely angered by this. Yeah, Wiley, um, I hope you got here before when I was giving when I was telling you that if this is too much for you and if you have children around, to have headsets on or something to where they're not hearing what's going on. Take proper precautions. Like I said, these are two books that they want to put in this out that they've had put, and the left is up in arms because people like me do not want these books in our public libraries, be them at school or downtown public library. Pornography like that has no place in the public library. If you want to go to Amazon and order that book, if you want to go to B. Dalton's, you want to go to Book a Million, and they carry that book, and you want to order it or buy it from them, fine. You want to go to your local dirty bookstore and buy it, your X-rated magazine place, and buy that book, that's up to you. But that tax dollars should not have one dime spent on purchasing that book and putting it into a public library. Hey, Retro, good morning. Retro, just a fair warning, there's going to be some rather explicit language here. I think B. Dalton is still around. So,
Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay. Tell me what you're saying.
Well, first of all, there's this,
Don't give me a speech. Tell me what you're asking me to do.
with all due respect, Senator, and the words you spoke are disturbing, especially coming out of your mouth is very disturbing. But what I would also tell you that we're not advocating for kids to read porn, to Senator Booker's
What
point.
are you advocating for?
We are advocating for parents, random parents, not to have the ability, under the guise of keeping kids safe, to try and challenge the world view of every single manner on these issues.
You're getting conceptual again.
I'm not getting conceptual.
Well,
I'm saying
yes,
that
you are. Yes, you are. Because I want to know what you're recommending. It sounds to me like what some of you are saying, the librarians should decide who gets to see that book.
I'm saying when individual parents are allowed to make a decision of where that line is, and To Kill a Mockingbird, which involves a rape scene, should that book be pulled from our libraries? I think it becomes a slippery
Well,
slope.
I think you ought to think about it a little bit more before you come here.
I've thought about,
If
Senator.
you're going to propose something, you ought to be able, in 30 seconds, to be able to explain what
Senator-
you're asking us to do.
Senator-
Ms. Kelly, what do you understand? Well, let me skip you for a second. Mr. Cameron, tell me what you're proposing.
It's pronounced mix.
Mix, is that how would you like me to refer to you?
Senator, your definition of sexual is synonymous with LGBTQ identity.
I'm not
Library,
asking you that. I'm asking you to tell me you read those two excerpts. Do you
genderqueer,
think that, are you asking that only librarians and not parents have any say in whether minors can read those books? Is that what you're saying?
genderqueer has never been in my school library, so it's never been banned.
Well, suppose it was. Should it be up just to the librarian, or should parents have a say?
There should be facilitation of collaboration between
Should
students,
parents
and
have a say?
educators. Parents should be working with students and educators to be
Okay.
making decisions, because
All right,
students are
and who
these-
decides ultimately?
what the hell is that punk doing up there testifying before Congress?
Librarian, or do you take a vote, or who takes the vote?
book review committees in the community in my school district.
You want a committee to decide?
There are committees.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you, how do we decide whether the two books that I just referenced should be available in the library? What would you, if you were running things, what would you do?
All Boys Aren't Blue, the scene you mentioned, is about sexual abuse.
I know what it's about.
It's not
What would
erotic.
you do in terms of making the books available? Would you say anybody can see them, or they have to be in a special session?
Students who do not read books like All Boys Aren't Blue cannot learn what is
I
appropriate.
understand that.
They cannot learn
I understand, but none of
about
you want to
abuse.
answer my question. You come here and you say censorship is bad, and of course it's bad. But the obvious response is, okay, you heard the books we're talking about. Okay, we're not talking about Catcher in the Rye. So tell me what you want, who gets to decide. And all I've heard is the librarians. And parents have nothing to do with it. And if that's your response, what planet did you just parachute in from?
Parents, Senator.
Or what country, more appropriately? This is not China.
Parents, Senator, with all due respect, parents absolutely have a say. My parents were immigrants, came to this country. We never checked out books without our parents seeing what books we were reading. They encouraged.
But that's not the way the schools operate today. That's not the way the public libraries operate today. Because these public librarians, these school librarians, these school systems have decided that they know better than what the parents do. And they will make this stuff available to children even if the parents don't want it to be available. Johnny, you may be right about that. I didn't. Yeah, this, Raman, this is typical of the when these guys get up before uh, Congress. They don't answer the questions. They just jump around them and then come out talking about how abused they were and how misunderstood they are when they don't even answer the damn questions to start with.
Urge us to read
Mr.
books.
Secretary, I understand this is good for your politics back home.
It's got nothing to do with
but
my
I'm not-
politics. My bill is
Of course
passed.
it does.
My
It
bill is
has
passed.
everything to do with your
I'm here- I'm
politics.
here to-
But you came here with a problem, and I'm trying to understand the solution, and you don't have one.
We solved the solution.
Other than,
we
other
solved the
than,
solution
other
in
than
Illinois.
to tell us that we don't agree with you, you're on the wrong, we'll be on the wrong side of history.
We solved the problem in Illinois. We fixed it because we.
Well, there are
passed laws
others
that
you
make-
could work on.
Well, that's why I'm
out
here to
of
help.
time. Thank
I'm
you,
to
Mr.
help-
Chairman.
To help other states make these decisions.
It's not. What? Retro, when did that happen? Okay. Interrupting of the normal news, and here we go. Russia pilot tried to down RAF plane after command mix-up. Oh, this happened last year, September 29th of last year. Fully crewed was nearly struck down of pilot-fired missiles, and a communication breakdown has now been revealed. Pilot fired 2 missiles, first of which missed rather than malfunction as claimed at the time. Okay, so this happened almost a year ago. Okay. Russia had claimed the incident was caused by technical malfunction, and the Ministry of Defense publicly accepted the Russian explanation. However, senior Western defense sources now have told the BBC it wasn't true. Sources said Russian communications intercepted by the RAF RC-135 Rivet Joint aircraft gave very different account from the official version. Intercepted communications show one of the Russian pilots thought he had been given permission to target the British aircraft following an ambiguous command from ground station. However, the second Russian pilot did not. He remonstrated and swore at his wingman when he fired the first missile. Okay. Oh, I love this. Responding to these new revelations, an MOD spokesman said, "Our intent has always been to protect the safety of our operations and avoid unnecessary escalation and inform the public and international community." Let's just lie to everybody so that nobody knows the truth and knows how close we came to actual war. Let's just lie to everybody so nobody knows what actually happened. Good Lord, have mercy on all of us. That's just as bad with us. Yeah, we'll lie to everybody so that they don't know what's actually going on. Keep the sheep stupid. That's the way that goes. We gotta keep the sheep stupid. Yeah, gotta keep everybody stupid. Sorry for that. I didn't get to my cough button in time. Uh anyway, back to Joe Kennedy and these guys up there. It may be my puritanical upbringing. I mean, I grew up on a working farm in the middle of nowhere. All right, nearest living neighbors my neighbors a mile and a half away. All right. The only time I ever saw a Playboy is when I went to my uncle's farm. That's because one of his sons had a friend whose father had some, and one of his kids would steal it and give it to my cousin, and my cousin had him hidden out in the barn. That's the only time I ever saw a Playboy. Until I was 18 years old and joined the service. I do not believe that material just belongs in public schools. Period. I don't care. LGBTQI play da 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 da. I don't care what letter of the alphabet you are. Pornography such as that does not belong in public schools. It does not belong in the public libraries. Period. If you want it. Now, should it be banned from being made? Should it be banned from being put for sale on the public market in stores? No. If a store wants to carry it, fine, let them carry it. Books A Million, B. Dalton, Amazon, whoever. We're not going to ban the book from being written, not going to ban the book from being put for sale in the public market. But it will be banned from being purchased and put in the public schools. It will be banned from being purchased or donated or put into the public library. If you're not going, if the public library is going to carry that book, then why shouldn't it have Deep Throat and Debbie Does Dallas? Why shouldn't it have every porno magazine out there? Oh, you don't want that in the public library? That's fine. Let's draw that line. Sexually explicit. Oh, you have a sexually explicit area where only adults can get these books? Fine. Put these books in that area where children cannot get their hands on them. You got an 18 and over section that you actually have to show ID to get into. If you look like you're under 30, fine. Come on, Johnny. Everybody knows that they don't make those porno movies like that anymore. They're 8 minute shorts now. You know, the porno movies are made to go into uh, whatever site there is. You know, for on the website. You know, nobody's got time to sit down and watch a 2 hour porno flick anymore. That's actually got a script and lines and attempts at acting. Not I thought I was dating myself when I said deep throat or behind the green door. Yeah, I remember when what's her name used to hold up that uh, bottle of soap that she, as a baby, was the actual model for. Yeah, so gentle a baby could use it, and the girl grows up to be a porn actress. So, no, Ramen, you're not missing anything except a lot of illegal use of the Dallas Cowboys uniforms. You've never heard of Behind the Green Door? Oh man, that's I can't remember her name now. Marilyn Chambers was the actress in that. Let's see here. What does Wikipedia say about it? Considered one of the genre's classic pictures, one of the films ushered in the golden age of porn between 69 and 84. First hardcore films widely released in the United States. First feature film directed by the Mitchell brothers. So, film is possibly the U.S.'s first feature-length heterosexual hardcore film to include an interracial sex scene. So, Wiley, that's where the guy from uh, Watergate got the title Deep Throat. uh, anyway, uh, these Congress, the Congress critters are. You got people like Kennedy up there trying to do the right thing, and you got these other idiots up there doing what they can to put that crap in our schools. Uh, but then we turn around and we have Congress critters like this woman, Katie Porter. She is obviously a Democrat. And she wants to sit there and whine. Dirty old man card, man. I haven't seen one of those. Okay. Who used to have one of those? Well, there's that, oh man, I wish I can't remember his name either. There's a black guy selling white privilege cards, and he'll have your name and laser engraved in it. And another black guy selling N-word passes. So, yeah, you can go ahead and get your dirty old man card. Anyway, Katie Porter, she's sitting up here and she's doing a little bit of whining. Let's listen. Let's listen to her whine. I know. I gotta go there. All right. I just get done beating up on Lorena Bobbert. All right. Why is she intentionally doing what she can do to make herself ugly? Is she intentionally, doing this to herself to make herself look fugly?
Importance of women's political participation, I will observe that in this committee's work so far this year, there have been three people who identify as women, 3 women.
You hear what, 3 people who identify as women. Oh, women, not women. Do we have any transsexuals in Congress yet? In the House or Senate? I don't think we do. But she just automatically, defaulted to that. We have 3 people who identify as women. Yeah, I don't think we've broken that glass ceiling yet either.
Committee members who have had their bills marked up, and there have been 13 men.
Oh, wow, wow. Only 3 women have had their bills marked up, but 13 men have gotten theirs marked up.
So I'll just observe that the fight for political recognition and equality and full participation continues apace today. And in fact, of the bills that have not yet been marked up of members of this committee, there are 3 Democratic members whose committees have three bills offered by Democratic members that have not been marked up, and 2 of the 3 are mine.
There's her complaint. There's 3 bills that have been marked up, and 2 of them are mine, and I can't get my bills marked up. Maybe they're stupid bills. Not every bill gets marked up. When the Democrat, you're in the minority. Not all your bills are going to get marked up. That's a problem with being in the minority. Okay? I did not hear you sitting there whining about Republican bills not being marked up when Pelosi was in charge of the House here last year. I didn't hear you complaining about it back then, woman.
The other one is Ranking Member Grijalva, and he has as another bill that is being marked up now, this very bill, which I am pleased to be supporting. So I find it ironic that what I'm being asked to do is take a vote to support a monument that celebrates women's rights to vote, even at the same time as I can't get the courtesy and respect in this body to learn of the substantive objections to my one-word bill. I yield back.
Oh. Poor Katie Porter. She can't get her bill marked up, and she's upset about it. She's so upset about it that she's calling it sexist. Poor sad thing. Who said that? Let's see here. Okay, Wiley. Your comment there. It doesn't matter what someone's gender is. If they're right for the job, they should get it. Absolutely. Absolutely. If they're right for the job, if they can do the job to the fullest of the requirements, absolutely, they get the job. If they're the best person for the job, they should get the job. Using the equal requirements, no exceptions, no, well, because they're this, we have to make this requirement, we have to change this requirement to be this. None of that. We don't make things easier or harder because of your race or gender. The requirement is the requirement. Either you meet it or you don't. Yeah, Wiley, I agree with that too. Um, the the only difference would be how much a person can weigh and still be healthy. Because men being larger are going to weigh more than women. That's an actual physical difference. But as far as how fast, how much weight they should be able to lift, how fast they can run, walk, whatever, and everything else, yes, all those requirements to be the same. All right, and I also believe that hair length, you know, should be the same. if come on, women, if you want to join the military, you got to cut your hair to the same as the men's got to cut their hair. Tyre, I'm going to disagree. Okay, I'm going to disagree with you. All right, I believe women should be on the front lines. If they can do the job, they go up there. If they meet the requirements, they should go up there. I also believe women should have to register for the draft and face the same punishments if they don't. I believe every woman under the age of 30 should have to be registered for the draft right now. Go and register. Every woman. That's right. And if you don't register for the draft, you can't get the Pell Grants. You can't get any kind of grants. You can't get a job with state or federal governments or agencies. You can't get a job with the state agency. You can't become a police officer. You can't become a school teacher if you're not registered for the draft. Every woman under the age of 30 should have to go and march down to the DMV or City Hall and register for the draft. Be given 60 days. Tyre, yeah, I understand. I understand that that's going to happen. All right. But the issue is the women have demanded that they get treated, uh, you know, the equal rights. They want access to everything a man has, plus have, all right. Can't have a men's only club anymore because you have to be able to have women in it. Why should not women then, you know, be forced to be registered for the draft? Why should not women be up there on the front line if they're physically capable of meeting the requirements? I'm tired of putting up with all this nonsense that uh, women should be given special treatment. They should be given treated differently than men. I no longer hold doors open for anybody not my age or younger or older. And most times I don't even hold doors open for women of any age anymore unless they're using a walker or a cane or something other than my wife. I've gotten told too many times that I'm a sexist for holding that door open or allowing them to go first. Now, my nurses out in my doctor's office, every one of them treat me with the utmost respect, and I treat them with the same respect. I refuse to walk in front of any of them. They come to the door, they call my name, I go back, I hold that door and motion for them to lead on. I mean, because every one of them treat me with respect, and I'm going to treat them with the utmost respect back. So, Ramen, okay, now I only wear my shoes if I have to leave the house. Other than that, my shoes sit by the doors. Right, Spanky? He, my puppy gets my shoes for me if I ask him to. So, 10:10 a.m. Yes, sir, it is. Now, Johnny, uh, the average woman doesn't want to be treated with respect anymore. The average woman doesn't want it, from my experience. Okay? The now, like I said, if the woman, if it's anybody, using a cane, on crutches, using a walker, I'm going to hold the door for them. Wheelchair, I'm going to hold the door for them. If I see that they've got a problem walking or whatever, yeah, I'm going to hold the door. But if it's just the average woman walking up to the door, nah, that ain't going to happen. So, actually, maybe because I was raised by two women that taught me to be a gentleman to at least women I feel deserve it. Uh, you know, like I said, the women at my doctor's office, every one, both my two specialists, every one of them, man, I love to death. I respect them, and they show nothing but respect to me, and I hold doors for them all the time. All right, but if I'm going into Walmart and there's a woman behind me, I don't hold the door for her. I don't slam it in her face, but I don't hold the door for her. Oh, you found your wallet? Good. Johnny, it's not what I know, it's just I don't care anymore. I just don't care. It's not what they tell me or what I know or don't know. It's what I care about anymore. And I just don't care about whether or not you know th- Okay, why was your wallet in the dog crate, Wiley? That is the question. Uh, you you only get insulted so many times before you no longer give a damn. Well, Johnny, uh, like yesterday, we can disagree on it. If I no longer care about younger women, and I have no respect for them unless they start showing respect for us. And as long as they're not showing respect for men, I show no respect to them. You know, they can't have it both ways. Women can't stand there and demand that you know that they get uh, in everything and everywhere, that everybody has to kowtow to them and still demand special treatment. They can't, it's not a one-way street. All right. When and if a woman shows me respect, then I return what she shows me. All right. It's that simple. But that is that. Okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not playing that video again. John, I'm done with Katie Porter. Katie Porter is a prime example of it. All right. These are the women that we've got in Congress who are the examples. That are being held up for the younger women. All right. The what's her name that's just at the VMAs that got on her knees and started twerking on the red carpet, and that's being held up as an example for young women and girls. All right. The when young women and girls are uh, acting like that, they don't deserve my respect because they're not showing any respect for themselves. Johnny, I just got I just got tired being told that you don't need to hold that door for me, or I'm capable of opening my own damn doors. I just got tired of hearing it. So I don't do it. I don't do it. All right. Enough about that. Let's get on. Old DeSantis. They've dug up some more dirt on DeSantis. Now remember what some of our discussion yesterday. You know, come on, come on, computer, be nice. Thank you. DeSantis took undisclosed private flights and lodging through wealthy donors. The trips included a private flight to prestigious home of the Masters tournament and an overnight stay and a round of golf. Florida Governor DeSantis took at least 6 undisclosed trips on private jets and accepted lodging and dining in late 2018, according to flight manifest, tracking down and other documents obtained by the Washington Post that reflect his proclivity for luxury travel and leisure time with wealthy donors. The trips came between the period of DeSantis' election and inauguration as governor. He was not a governor yet. He'd been elected, but he was not governor. He was not in office. DeSantis traveled to the prestigious Augusta National Golf Club on a plane owned by Maury Hassanini, a major home builder who supplied golf simulator, and the governor's mansion later benefited from a $92 million in federal pandemic funding. The DeSantis administration steered the highway interchange project he sought. DeSantis took 4 other flights on a plane that was registered at the time to John Swick, another DeSantis donor, records show. DeSantis did not report the flights or accommodations as gifts or campaign contributions. Well, they weren't campaign contributions because the campaign was over with. And as far as gifts, he wasn't an elected official yet. It was after he was elected, but before he got sworn in as governor. He's still a private citizen. All right? If he had done this after he was actually in office, then I see a problem with it. But he was not in office yet. I know. It's 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 that fine point right there. It's that fine. Hey, Lazel, good morning. It's that fine point. All right. But what he did was did not violate his did not violate anything he was supposed to do as an elected official because he was not sworn into office yet. And was no longer running a campaign. The election was over. He was not sworn in. You got that time period there. This is how I look at that. All right. And just like the stuff going after Biden, if you can prove he did any of this stuff after he was elected, after he was sworn in as president, then by all means, have a go at him. Get all the news out there. Let people know what they did. I've got no problem with that. Get the news out there. Let them know if they're dirty, if they've done dirty things. And let the people decide whether or not they still want them in office. It's that simple. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who will take and say, well, that's dirt I can live with because I want my agenda pushed through, and this dirty SOB is going to push my agenda. And that's the way our political system has become. Like I said yesterday, in reality, you have to, I have to accept some level of dirty actions to get people in office that I agree with politically. Because I honestly don't believe there's anybody out there, any politician who's clean as the driven snow. It would be utopia. I would love it if I could say, yeah, I'm not voting for you because you got you use your position and got your family members jobs that they didn't deserve to have. But I'm going to vote for this guy over here because he's never done anything shady in his life. Boy, that'd be wonderful to be able to do that. That'd be something I'd love to be able to do. Yeah, famous last words. We are the government. We are here to help. Okay. All right, and Wiley. Since Wiley brought it up, I've actually got it. That was something I wanted to bring up this morning. Oh, come on. What happened? There it is. And it should be coming up on screen here momentarily. There, finally. Okay, so memo to the editorial leadership at U.S. news media organizations from Ian Sams, Special Assistant to the President and Senior Advisor and Spokesman for the White House Counsel's Office. September 12, 2023. It's time for the media to do more scrutinize Republicans. Boy, I love that. It's time for the media to do more to scrutinize House Republicans' demonstrably false claims that they're basing impeachment stunt on. After nearly months of investigating, the House Republicans have not been able to turn up any evidence of the president doing anything wrong. Bullshit. But the House Republicans, led by Major Tyler Green, are nonetheless opening a baseless impeachment inquiry of President Biden, despite many House Republicans openly admitting that there's no evidence to support it. Impeachment is grave, rare, and historic. Let's see, that's why you Democrats impeached Trump twice. The Constitution requires treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Now, high crimes and misdemeanors can mean whatever the hell the House wants it to mean. And bribery, it's funny you mentioned bribery. Okay. It is funny that y'all mention bribery there because, yeah, it looks like the Democrat, like Biden, took a lot of bribes. All right. But House Republicans are publicly stating they've uncovered none of these things. Republican Representative Ken Buck of Colorado, it's time for the impeachment is when there's evidence linking Biden. If there's evidence linking President Biden to a high crime misdemeanor, but that evidence doesn't exist now. He also said, I don't know when that evidence is presented connecting Biden to wrongdoing, and I'm not convinced that the evidence exists. What was the date? You notice they don't give any dates here when Buck said that. Or when Dave Joyce of Ohio told Forbes he's not seeing facts or evidence. They're not showing any dates. They're not showing any dates when Dusty Johnson, there's a constitutional legal test you have to meet with evidence when it comes to impeachment, and he's not seen that evidence. Where's the dates for any of these? There's no date here for Bacon. No date here for French Hill. No date here for Mike Lawler. No date for Edwards. There's no date here for a Republican lawmaker. Gee whiz, not only no date, but no name. No date, no name here for a senior House Republican. No dates or names there. CNN has reported there's as many 30 House Republicans who don't believe there's enough evidence yet for impeachment. Perhaps that is why, despite yowling just days ago, an impeachment inquiry would be opened by a vote of the House. Speaker McCarthy has gone against his own demands in 2019, which were ignored, and opened an inquiry unilaterally, which is exactly what Nancy Pelosi did. Flip-flopping on his own commitment to vote. Y'all changed the rules. Y'all changed the rules. And when you change the rules, you got to expect those new rule changes to come back and bite you in the ass. But reporting that something solely focuses on process rather than substance is woefully inadequate when it comes to something historically grave as impeachment. Y'all sure as hell didn't think it, y'all spent 4 years running a constant impeachment on Trump. Y'all demanded impeachment on Trump within minutes of his inauguration. Within minutes of his inauguration. So don't give me this nonsense, this double standard, this idea that y'all all of a sudden have decided that impeachment should be rare and that's historically grave. Y'all weld that stuff around like a frickin' whip. So I do not want to hear this nonsense. Yeah, Badger. If you ignore the laptop, the text messages, the whistleblowers, etc., then yeah, there's absolutely no evidence. Remember, the first Trump impeachment was based upon a single whistleblower. A single whistleblower. It is time for the media to ramp up its scrutiny of the House Republicans for opening this impeachment inquiry based on lies. Okay, the White House, this White House, in the Fifth Circuit, has just been told to stop getting involved in First Amendment issues. That they've been violating the First Amendment multiple times. And they've just been told by the judicial system to stop it. For years, Republicans in Congress have tried to muddy the waters by attracting media coverage of their allegations. As they chose to move forward with impeachment, it is the responsibility of the independent press. Independent press, my ass, it's nothing but a bunch of Democrats. To treat their claims with the appropriate scrutiny. You mean like the scrutiny that you asked to be put against all your claims against Trump? The lies put out by the press against Trump? The lies put out by pencil neck, googly eyes Shift? Please. Covering impeachment as a process story, Republicans say X, but the White House says Y, is a disservice to the American public who relies on independent press to hold those in power accountable. We have not had an independent press in at least 80 years. We have not had an independent press in at least 80 years. It has been biased, horribly biased, for the past 60 some odd years. And it hasn't been biased in favor of the Republicans, let me tell you that. In the modern media environment where everyday liars and hucksters peddle disinformation and lies from everywhere from Facebook to Fox. Oh, interesting. You don't mention MSNBC, CBS, CNN. Process stories that fail to unpack the illegitimacy of the claims that House Republicans are basing their actions only to serve generate confusion, put false premises in people's feeds, and obscure the truth. You mean the truth like the laptop actually belonging to Hunter Biden and not, as your 50 some odd security agents said, Russian disinformation. You want to tell me about that, huh? House Republican leaders should be held accountable for the fact they are lurching towards an impeachment over allegations not unfounded, but in all cases have been actively disproven. Really? I haven't seen anything disproven yet. The only things I've seen disproven were the allegations put forth by you guys against Trump. The allegations you guys have put forward against January 6th. All kinds of Democratic lies have been proven false, including by witnesses and documents in their own investigation, as well as years-old congressional probes and even former president's first impeachment inquiry. As you begin to cover the House GOP impeachment push more intensely, enclosed you will find a 14-page appendix that comprehensively addresses the 7 key lines the House Republicans are suggesting they base the impeachment on. We hope this document helps provide you with factual information useful to your reporting and unfounded claims undergoing. All right. Now, I did not have access to the 14 pages. I was lucky to be able to find this, and I'm posting a direct link to that 2-page letter as soon as my tab comes back open. Come on, StreamYard. You can work for me. Hello, StreamYards. There we go. I hope this is not my computer acting this way. I don't have the money to buy a new one. Oh crap! I was saying, okay, I'm getting a message here. My browser's lost connection. Can y'all hear me? I need somebody to tell me whether or not you can hear me because I've got a message here that my audio is broke. Okay, thank you. Let me stop sharing here. Stop screen. I don't. Maybe I've got to do something. Maybe I've got to do some work on my own computer. But you see, the problem with this, and here's a headline from Fox News. And let's see if we can get this to share. If not, I will just have to post the link to it. StreamYard's being a punk? Yeah, it is. Okay, here's that. CNN declares McCarthy pushed unproven claims on Biden impeachment inquiry, quietly admits they were true. So let's take a look at this article here real quick. And, I'm actually surprised at CNN, when I read through this article this morning. Oh boy, yeah, I've really got a problem here, I think. Okay. CNN raised eyebrows Wednesday for mixed messages found in his fact-check comments of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy made about the newly launched Biden impeachment inquiry. The report began by telling readers McCarthy made several unproven claims Tuesday while announcing the opening of the formal impeachment. However, CNN either verified the claims as true or attempted to rebut the speaker with pushback that did not address what was said. So let's look here at the first one. The first remark was fact-checked by McCarthy, saying bank records show nearly $20 million in payments were directed to the Biden families and associates through various shell companies. This is true about Joe Biden's family and associates, but there's no public evidence. You're going to hear the two words public evidence a whole lot here. To date, that the president personally received any money. Adding context that lacked relevance. Okay? So, no public evidence. All right. But he got the money. Joe Biden's family got the money. Joe Biden's family Hunter Biden talked about having to give 10% to the big guy. Who's the big guy? Next claim was McCarthy's reference to the trusted FBI informant who alleged a bribe to the Biden family. Remember, it was a single informant that was the whole basis of Trump's first impeachment process. One person. It's true that an informant gave a tip of this nature to the FBI in 2020, and that the Bureau had viewed him as a credible informant. But the Okay, I'm back. Okay, how long have I was out for? Oh God, this is a never-ending stream. All right, I guess this stream is going to have to end. Did that Fox News? Yeah, it did. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my computer or what. Let me close that StreamYard since I got this one open now. Okay. So let me go back to this and see if I can get this again here. All right, let's see here. The fact checkers moved on to how the Treasury Department flagged more than 150 transactions involving the Biden family and other business associates for suspicious activity. I've listened to several interviews by bankers, that if you got 2 or 3 of these suspicious reports, you are done. They stop doing any and all business with you. 150 suspicious activity reports. Especially against the family of a vice president or former vice president. Can't tell me the Treasury Department didn't know who they were filing these reports against. That's shady as hell. And again, as I said yesterday, and I'm hoping I'm clarifying this. What he did, if any of this has gone on since he was sworn into office 3 years ago, if any of this has gone on, even one damn time, impeach his ass, get him out of office, then file criminal charges against him. Goddamn, I don't want a President Kamala Harris. I don't want to see Camel Toe in there as president. That scares the ever-loving bejesus out of me. That really and truly does. But I would rather have her sitting in there as president than have Joe Biden sitting in there being the corrupt SOB that he is. But like I said yesterday, I want this done per the Constitution. I want it done per the Constitution. I'm not willing to throw the Constitution out just to get Biden out of office. I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to pull a foolish game like the Democrats do and do something stupid and stretch a point, stretch a law, stretch a statement within the Constitution to make any stretches just to achieve the goal of getting Biden out of office. Because then once that's been done, then you've now opened that door to it happening to you. It's like the Democrats are pissed off that there wasn't a House vote on opening the impeachment inquiry. The Democrats should have raised hell when Nancy Pelosi did it twice. The House Democrats, everybody who's bitching now about McCarthy doing it, and they do have a legitimate bitch about him doing it. All right, there is a legitimacy to that bitch in the fact that he flip flopped. Point out that he flip flopped. That when he was against Pelosi doing it, but then say, admit that because Pelosi did it, she's opened up the door for everybody, every other Speaker of the House to do it in the future. If they had held Pelosi to the standard that was there previous, then that standard would still be standing today. But they didn't. They didn't hold Pelosi. They didn't hold the Democrats to the standard that they are now attempting to hold the Republicans to. Well, you can't do that. That's not what you said you wanted to do 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. That's right, because the rules got changed. I got overridden and the rules got changed. And because the rules got changed, I'm going by the new rules, whether you like it or not. You don't like the fact that these rules got changed, then you make them change them back. You hold your side, you hold your people to the standards you want it held to. And at that point, we'll all go back to the way it was. Now, I don't always agree with that. I know. Yet another sign of Shroom's hypocrisy. Another sign that, well, we thought better of you, Shroom. Another sign of it. There are times where I say, yeah, we need to take the high road. And then there are times where I say, yeah, let's take that low road and beat them at their own damn game. Because I get tired of getting kicked in the teeth and constantly losing on issues, taking the high road because they win taking the dirty low road. Yeah, I know. Don't look into that veil looking for monsters because you'll soon see yourself as that monster. Yeah, I know. I just there are days where I sit here and I pray, I wish we could take the high road every damn time. I really do. But when you are constantly losing because the other side is cheating, you just that. What other options do you have but to play by their new rules? When their new rules are the ones being upheld and cheered by everybody, and nobody's holding them to account. Sometimes you gotta go by their new rules and let them see what it's like being held to that new standard. It's it, does it worry me that I think this way sometimes? Yeah, I stay awake sometimes thinking about it. I'll sit at the dinner table sometimes. The wife will ask me what I'm thinking about, and I'll tell her nothing, but I'm actually thinking about, you know, what am I doing to myself when I advocate some of the positions I advocate for? You know, because I don't like the position that I'm taking. I don't like it. It feels dirty. It feels scummy. But I see what the outcome is if I don't do it. Appreciate the compliment there, Tyre. I'm being honest, guys. I'm trying to be honest with you. I this is me. This is how I look at it. And I get wound up. Yeah, I get wound up when I see people cheating the system. I get wound up when I see these double standards. Everything here that the Biden White House put out is in direct opposition to what the Democrats told the media to do for the 4 years of the Trump administration. What they're telling the media to do now against Trump. Do you think today that if we were going into an election season and there were charges, these charges were being brought up against Biden or anybody else in the Democratic field, that they would be sitting there saying that, just, okay, yeah, so you want to have trials start the day before the primary elections against Super Tuesday. You want to start the trial on Monday, the day before Super Tuesday. You don't think there wouldn't be an outcry in the media against that judge? You don't think that if there was a judge out there who's made the comments about a Democrat candidate for president, who has made the direct offensive comments about how much they hate him and don't like them, and yada, all the way down the road that some of these judges have made, and then their rulings, you don't think the media would be out there calling for their recusal or for the charges to be thrown out because of the obvious bias of the judge? But the same media is being silent about what the judges are saying now. No, they wouldn't. This is the shadow government going after Trump. Trump is not and I've said this before, Trump is not a person I'd want as a personal friend other than, hey, leave me $2 million or $3 million in your will after taxes, Leave me a couple mil to sit, table scraps, a couple million of your table scraps there. But I wasn't always happy with everything he did while he was in office. I wasn't happy, like we said yesterday, I wasn't happy that he didn't stand there and fight against Ryan, pushing to get his stuff through the first 2 years in office. All right. A lot of that, some of that I put up to the fact that he is not a politician and he didn't realize the backstabbers that were in that place, and he took a lot of advice from people he shouldn't have taken. People that he trusted some wrong people. Trump is no saint, but I'm not voting for a saint. I'm not voting for sainthood for anybody. I'm voting for somebody to be president of the United States. Somebody that is out, that number one, loves this country. 2, is willing to defend this country. 3, somebody who's willing to put this country first. Yeah, we'll worry about what happens in Europe and England after I worry about what happens to the United States. Yeah, I'm willing to help out Ukraine to a point, not to the point, though, that it cripples our own military, it cripples our own defenses. No, I'm not going to sell gasoline to my oil reserves to China. I'm not selling my oil reserves to Russia. This is what Biden has done. No, I'm not going to hurt the U.S. economy for for global warming. Trump made some mistakes. I'm the first one to admit to it. I'm the first one to tell you he did. He listened to Fauci. He went along with the 2-week shutdown that turned into 2 frickin' years. But if my choice is going to be between Trump and Biden, I'll take Trump any day of the week. My choice is going to be Trump and any Democrat. I can't think of a single Democrat on the national stage that I would vote for, short of having a gun pointed at my wife's head or my grandchildren's head. So, but anyway. Exactly, Tyre. Exactly. That's whoever agrees to close, because nobody is 100%. There is nobody but me, and not even me agrees with myself 100% of the time. I don't even agree with myself 100% of the time. That was my puppy. I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but that was my puppy just doing something, making some ugly noise. But yeah, but as a nation, we've got to get our act together. And like we discussed yesterday, like Johnny and I came to agreement on. Like Johnny and I both came to agreement on, I hope, yesterday. We've got to get our stuff back together, and we got to start with the local elections. We got to go back, take over our school boards. We got to take over our city halls. We got to take over our county commissioners, our parish commissioners. We got to take over our state legislatures and work our way up to the feds. That's how the liberals did it. They took over all the local elections while we concentrated on the big ones. They started taking over all the local stuff. They started putting all their people in the school boards and started hiring the teachers that agreed with them. We've got to take them back. We've got to get that. We got to get our acts back together. So, but anyway, I want everybody to try to have a good day, enjoy themselves. All right. Let me take a quick look at my calendar. I don't think I have anything. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? No, today's Thursday. I don't know what the day of the week is this. Today is Thursday. Okay, what do I got doing tomorrow? Friday. All right, I'm good. I'm good for tomorrow. Friday fun stream. Okay. We will be there tomorrow. Hopefully, ramen, my dear. Are you going to be up and streaming with me tomorrow? Hell yeah. Yeah, tonight's trash night, ramen. I can't. Tonight's trash night. I gotta get trash carried out here. The wife already emptied the litter box, so. All right, and then hopefully we'll have Dar back with us again tomorrow. So Friday fun stream. No politics, no ranting and raving by me like I just did today. And hopefully StreamYards will treat me nice tomorrow. All right. So y'all have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. And as soon as I can, I'm going to download this and re-upload it over to Rumble. So if this gets taken down, if this gets taken down by YouTube for that one section, well, it's theirs. But thank you, Lazel, Ramen, Tyre, Johnny. I know. I hope you're still out there listening to me. All right, Wiley and Sean. I had a lot of Duck Dog. Had a lot of good people show up. And Duck Dog, I'm going to find that link you threw out about Amy Coney Barrett and that, and I will take a look at that and see what's going on with it. Okay. But everybody, have a good day. Be with the ones you love and love the ones that you're with. All right? And we'll be back tomorrow. Later.